video of the lesson Natural Resources. Today the topic is ecological footprint. Let us study what is this ecological footprint.
Ecological footprint. The definition of ecological footprint is as follows. According to the World Wildlife Fund (WWF), ecological footprint gives an idea about the extent of consumption of resources and waste generated by a country or by an individual. Let me simplify the definition. So this ecological footprint tells about the consumption of resources of an individual or a nation and waste generated by an individual or a nation. The human beings from the day of birth to the day of death go on consuming many resources. They not only consume the resources but also generate waste. So when we calculate the consumption as well as generation of waste by that human being or by that nation, we get the ecological footprint of that individual or ecological footprint of that nation. This ecological footprint indicates the resources consumed by an individual. The resources can be food. All the living beings should consume food. Water they should consume. Energy they consume. Energy can be electricity or fossil fuels or any other sources of energy. Clothing and building materials. This is how this ecological footprint gives the idea of consumption of resources and gives the details about the waste generated by the nation or by that individual. It also includes the amount of land and water required to assimilate the wastes generated by the person or by the nation. The WWF defines countries' ecological footprint as follows. The sum of all the cropland, grazing land, forest and fishing grounds required to produce the food, fiber and timber it consumes, to absorb the wastes emitted when it uses energy, and to provide space for infrastructure. Now when we are consuming food, how does food come? We have to grow the saplings, then we have to give water to the sapling, provide manure to the sapling, pesticide, fertilizers all are provided, and then we get the food. So now what did we consume or what did the sapling consume to grow the food? So these are the things. So they are added to the ecological footprint of the person who is consuming it. Then we consume milk. How do we get milk? By cows. So these cows eat the grass grown in the grazing land. So how much grazing land does that country have? So even that is included in the ecological footprint of the nation. Then forest. The country consumes the product of forest. We consume paper every day. Then we use forest products for our furnitures and for many other purposes. So now even that is added to the ecological footprint of the nation. So Here we are talking about consumption. But ecological footprint doesn't talk only about consumption. It talks about generation of waste also. So where do you throw the waste? Where do you dump the waste? So the country should have the area to absorb the waste generated by its population. So the food consumed by the individual, water consumed by the individual, forest products consumed or used by the individual, and after using whatever waste that individual has created, all they are calculated, and this is how we get the ecological footprint of that individual. And when we calculate the ecological footprint of all the people of that nation, we get the ecological footprint of the nation. So in 2010, the global ecological footprint was 18.1 billion global hectares GHA, or 2.6 per capita. Last year you have learnt about per capita income. Total income of the nation divided by population of the nation gives per capita income. Like that, this is not about the nation, it is about the globe or earth. So earth has given us 18.1 billion global hectare, that is GHA, and when we calculate it per head, we get 2.6 per capita. This was the consumption in the year 2010. But Earth's total biocapacity was 12 billion GHA, or per capita, if you want to calculate, it was 1.7 GHA per capita. So what does it indicate? What does it indicate? It indicates that Earth's capacity to provide all these facilities like food, water, then fuel, then minerals, then land, fresh water, and the land to deposit the waste. So it was only 12 billion in 2010, and per capita it was 1.7 GHA. But how much was the consumption level? It was 18.1 billion, and per capita it was 2.6%. So how is it possible? When Earth has given only 12 billion, how can we consume 18.1 billion of resources? So human beings' consumption has crossed all the limits. So due to overconsumption, now Earth is showing some natural calamities. Due to overconsumption, now we are facing the scarcity of fresh water, scarcity of minerals, scarcity of fuels, and the cities are overcrowded. Now we are not getting the land to deposit the waste. So what did we do? We have polluted our water bodies also. So this is how Earth's people need 18 billion hectares of productive land to provide resources. Whatever Earth has given, that we have consumed. Now if we have to fulfill our requirements, then we need 18 billion hectares of productive land to grow the crop or to give proper or fresh water to people. 18 billion hectares of land is needed. But we know that Earth is the only one planet where we live. So how is it possible? What should we do? With only 12 billion global hectares available, in the year 2010, the people of the globe used 50% more natural resources than the planet could generate. So it was almost 1.5 planets. So if the consumption level is like this, human beings need 5 planet Earths to survive. So what should we do? We have to reduce the ecological footprint. So how is it possible? How to reduce the ecological footprint of a nation? So in the next slide, some measures are discussed. Let us see the measures to reduce the ecological footprint.